this one go?
It's not on the map.
Every inch of pipe laid the last 100 years is on there. Gotta be on the map. Okay, so it's not on the map.
Well, we should still be under the old factory building. Sometimes I really hate this job.
Boy, I don't like those things. What's this?
All the power conduits are on the north side of the building. Who put an access here?
Probably the same comedian who kept this pipe off the map.
One way to find out. Hold on.
Property of Baxley Motors. I guess we're in the basement.
Hey, Johnny, you remember when that nut Baxley blew this factory to Kingdom Come?
Nah, as long as I can remember, it wasn't nothing but 3 walls and a pile of rubble. What's this? Phil, get the other side. What the?
Take a look at this.
The day after tomorrow. A time when criminals rule the city. The only weapon that can stop them needs a driver.
A man without a memory can be supplied with one. After a little cosmetic fine-tuning, he'll be our driver.
Let's initiate changeover.
3, 2, 1, activate.
The most wanted man on wheels is about to change sides. Now, against a corrupt system, a lone fight for justice. Viper is taking back the streets.
Yes, I will have him call you as soon as he arrives. And the name again?
Waters, Franklin X.
May I help you?
Yes, I'm Ella Keats. I'd like to see Julian Wilkes, please.
Wouldn't we all?
Excuse me?
I try to keep him to a regular schedule, but he keeps coming and going at the oddest hours. I never know when to expect him.
Carla, could you make some copies of these for me, please?
How long have you been here?
About an hour. I came in the back way.
Ave Maria Purísima.
Ella.
Hello, Julian.
Well, how are you?
Good.
Well, it's been a good 5, 6 years, right?
At least. Would it be possible to speak with you?
Oh, of course. Come on in. Any messages?
Yes, that friend of yours called again. You know, the loud one, Mr.
Waters, Franklin X, on a matter of some urgency.
He claims it's ultra urgent.
It's never anything less.
And after getting the funding for the research and the actual working model, I really believe this battery is going to revolutionize the automobile industry.
And that's what, a quarter scale? Mm-hmm. How's the range?
Up to 500 miles on a single 2-hour charge based on a constant cruising speed of 55 miles an hour.
I'm impressed. But then even when we were just my lowly research assistant, I saw great things ahead for you.
Thanks, Julian.
You shouldn't have a problem getting any backers.
Oh, sure. You and I may believe it'll work, but try convincing the public or Wall Street. Listen, could you verify my theories? Just take a look at the designs. I mean, the seal of approval from Julian Wilkes would help me immensely.
Okay. Just leave the materials out.
Great.
Get right on it.
I've got a conference coming up with some potential investors, and I need a little leverage to ward off the wolves.
Wolves?
Oh, the big conglomerates that want a piece of it. But I do have an attractive offer on the table from the boys over at the Berlin building.
The Berlin Petroleum?
Mm-hmm.
They don't exactly have an impeccable reputation, Ella.
Yeah, I know the rumors, but I think that was the old regime. Their current CEO is very progressive.
That sounds great, but I'd weigh their proposal very carefully if I were you. Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Wilkes, but it's Franklin X again. He claims it's urgent.
Okay, excuse me. What?
They found the Baxley.
What?
That's right, Julian. The only four-wheeled work of art that ranks right up there with the Rosetta Stone, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the Shroud of Turin. And it's in perfect showroom condition. The showroom itself, though, lacks its usual appeal.
Frankie, I have to see that car.
Of course you do. I'm having it towed down to the motor pool. Come by tonight, after hours. I gotta go, okay? Hey! I want the kid glove treatment on her. I find one scratch on her, and you guys are gonna be changing the oil in the meter maid carts for the rest of your careers. Capiche?
Incredible. A wrecking crew just found Preston Baxley's original car in a room under his old factory. Oh, man, that brings back some memories. When I was a kid, the Baxley was the first model car I ever built.
Me too. So when do we get to see it?
We? Well, I don't think I can...
Julian, if you do not let me see this car, I will be forced to kill you.
All right.
Yeah.
Joe, it's Julian.
Julian, what's up?
Look, I need to meet with you right away.
Now?
Yeah, it's about the Baxley. Can you do it?
Okay. I'll meet you at the motor pool.
Yeah, that's just where I want to meet. I'll see you there.
Later. The hell's a Baxley?
Can I tell you something? I feel like the guy who touched up the Sistine Chapel.
What is this, Frankie? You actually trade in the Cuda for a current model?
Joe, this is the only automobile that would tempt me to make such an exchange. And believe it or not, this car is 30-some years old.
So this is the Bixley?
Oh, the Baxley.
Ella Keats. And you must be Joe.
Right. Pleasure.
The undercarriage looks solid. I'll bet you'll roll with nothing more than some fresh oil, filters, and some plugs.
Already done. Plus a new battery. I even filled up the gas tank.
I'll start her up.
I can't. It's got some kind of digital ignition switch. You gotta punch in a secret code. Was this guy ahead of his time or what?
So, you work in the motor pool, Ella?
No.
Ella's an automotive research scientist. I'm doing some consulting with her on a battery she's developed.
Really? If I'd ever imagined the female version of Julian Wilkes, it wouldn't have been you.
Thank you, I think. So do you work with Julian?
No, we're just old friends.
Gotta give that Baxley guy credit, though. It really is a beautiful car.
It was way ahead of its time. And in a lot of ways, it still is.
Why wasn't it ever on the streets?
You sound like you never heard of Preston Baxley before tonight.
I haven't.
Well, he was an inspiration to me. He was the reason I wanted to build cars.
The man is a demigod, if you will.
Baxley designed for a number of auto companies in the 50s. And then he started his own firm so he could create his car of the future. But he only built one prototype.
And then the company collapsed under a financial scandal. The car never went into production.
That's the official story. Dig this, Joe. That was some 30 years ago, right? Baxley got a good 60 miles to the gallon. The rumor was that some oil company trumped up the whole deal so Baxley's little gas miser wouldn't put a dent into his profits.
Well, whatever the reason, Baxley went off the deep end when they destroyed his dreams. He blew up his factory, killing himself and his pregnant wife.
Hey, you guys better take off. Late shift's due in, and I gotta keep these vultures away from the Holy Grail here.
All right, come on, Ella, I'll drive you home.
That's all right, Julian. I'd be happy to do that. After all, Ella's place is a lot closer to mine than yours.
I don't recall giving you my address, Joe.
No, but it's just that Julian lives far. From everyone, right?
Oh, right. It's way up in the hills.
And over the river and through the trees with a moat.
Well, I better ride with you then.
A moat?
Too much?
Thanks. That was a great little coffee house. It's been a long time since I've been down to Little Italy.
Yeah, well, if you need a tour for the late-night joints, I guess I could be your guide.
Yeah, I guess you could. I shouldn't have had that second espresso, though. I don't know how I'm going to go to sleep.
Me either. But I'm not going to be able to blame the caffeine.
You're a very interesting man. like to see you again.
That'd be great. When?
How about tomorrow morning? I'm giving a presentation for some potential investors.
Not very good with crowds.
Come on, I could use the moral support.
Okay. I'll stand and watch from the wings or something.
Good. Well, I suppose we should say goodnight.
I suppose. Good night, Ella.
Good night, Joe.
You want a shot, Travis?
Come on, Jack. You know Travis doesn't drink.
Yeah, Travis doesn't do a lot of anything. Doesn't work, doesn't talk, just watches those stupid fish. And it gives me the creeps.
Then he does do something. So, where do we stand on the Keats battery negotiations?
I gave her your offer. She said she'd consider it.
Then you haven't closed the deal.
No, she made some other demands. She wants to be reassured that she'll retain her rights.
Look, everything has a price tag, and every one. All it needs is stepping up the pressure, Jack. Forget it. I think I'll negotiate this deal myself.
I'm not going to let you strong-arm her. That way, if business died with your father.
You know, Jack, for an old boy of your mileage, that's an amazingly naive comment.
I'll be in my office.
Okay. Oh, Jack, by the way, did you hear the news this morning? Seems your old pal Preston Baxley left a souvenir, hidden beneath the ruins of his factory. Are you ready, Jack? It's the car.
The Baxley?
Yes. Oh, the media's jumping all over this. They've been into the news morgues. They've asked Metropole for their old files. Oh, Jack, that's right. Well, if I were you, I would keep those heart pills of yours handy. Finding that automobile just might open that 30-year-old can of worms that you and my late father thought was sealed forever.
In conclusion, after running rigid simulations of Ms. Keats' theories, I can verify her data to be technically sound. I believe this device is all she claims it to be.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkes. I have time for one more question.
Yes, Ms. Keats. If your battery is successful, you could put a good-sized dent into the petroleum industry. Aren't you concerned about lost jobs?
It's a good question. And no, I'm not. I estimate that for every job lost, 1.5 new jobs would be created. Not to mention the ecological benefits that we would all enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Keats battery is too inviting to be left on the back burner any longer. The future is now. Thank you.
Good job.
I'm so glad you were here. Your endorsement really means a lot.
Listen, there's a reception table in the hall. You want a drink?
Well, that's a great idea. After that speech, I'm dry as a bone.
Miss Keats.
Yes?
I've been following your work for some time. That battery has great potential.
Are you interested in investing?
Not monetarily, but I would like to give you some advice. There are people from Berlin Petroleum here. If they offer a partnership, decline.
Are you an investment counselor?
Just a student of history.
Excuse me. Have we met before?
I don't think so. Good day.
Very nice.
Was that too hard sell?
No, actually, I'm thinking of investing myself.
You will save your money, because I got other plans for you.
There you go, Ella.
Thanks.
An impressive demonstration, Miss Keats. Garrett, Berlin Petroleum. I was wondering if I might have a word with you alone.
Sure.
Good. I won't keep her long. I think we can take care of your financial worries.
I'm not a cheap ticket, Mr. Berlin.
Good. I've always admired women with high expense. They have intent.
Everyone has intent, Mr. Berlin. Your offer is quite generous, but I still have some questions.
Such as?
Well, why back a device that could cost oil companies like yours billions in revenue?
It's a good question. See, our business isn't just oil, it's energy. These days, one either diversifies or gets left in the dust. Listen, why don't you stop by my office later? The only thing the contract needs is your signature.
Thanks, Mr. Berlin. I'll think about it.
Miss Keats, I sincerely hope that you'll make the right decision. No one else is going to invest in a project with such high risk.
Now, that's not entirely true. I have a check that's burning a hole in my pocket, and I'd like to talk to you, young lady. Would you excuse us?
Certainly.
I'd like you to meet a couple of my associates.
Jack, who's that man?
Howard Simpson, East Coast philanthropist.
Travis, I think it's time we level the playing field here.
Found a new car, gonna make it shine. What was theirs is now mine. Never thought I'd feel so good. Finders, keepers, losers. Hey! No! Sweet mother of mercy, hey! Hey!
And if we can get the documents squared away, we can be shaking hands by tomorrow night.
Wonderful. I love shaking hands at night. I'm gonna be tied up here for a while. Call me?
That'd be nice, Miss Keats.
I didn't say anything.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
Poor guy. Did you see those glasses?
Frankie?
Guys, I am in big trouble. I am a jinx, a pariah, doomed to wander in a wasteland for my negligence.
What happened?
Somebody stole the Baxley.
You lost the Baxley?
I should be hanged from the hair until dead.
Any clue who did it?
Zip, it was lunchtime. I was alone. I look up from my sandwich and the Baxley fins are already out the door.
Look, we're heading out from the conference now. Keep us posted.
Well, that should about do it. Let's have a little lunch.
I can't tell you how happy this made me. Mr. Simpson!
What? Someone get an ambulance. Yeah, I'm going.
Joe, Julian, I got a chance of redemption here.
What are you talking about?
It just came over the police band. They spotted the Baxley out on Overhill near Bridge Street. The thieves already ditched a couple of pursuit cars. They can't keep up.
Overhill and Bridge, not far from us.
Well, what are you waiting for? The Viper's the only car that's got a chance of nailing this guy. Go, go!
Relax, Frankie. We're on it.
There it is.
For a mothballed sled, that car's pretty damn quick.
Hit him with the pulse missile. That'll put him away.
Really make it sound that simple, huh? Don't think I'm trying? Okay, this looks clear. This guy's good. Multi-million-dollar machine just got taken out by a load of leaded premium.
Let's follow him another way.
Go. He was just ahead of us.
The probe's got him.
Here it is, the weird house over on Shadow Lawn. Over on the next block.
Hold on. We don't know what we're getting into. Let's keep the recon going here.
Looks like the guy who pulled Ella aside at the conference.
My God. That's not just some guy, Joe. I think it's...
This looks like your handiwork, Mr. Wilkes. Why don't you and your friend come inside?
Who are you?
Baxley, Preston Baxley.
I didn't want Howard Simpson to get the battery, but how could I have caused his heart attack?
I wasn't referring to you.
Jack, you helped Dad found this company, and I respect that. But the world's gone hard, and you have gone soft. And that just doesn't fit in our line of work.
All right, I'll talk to the Keats woman again.
No, Jack, the talking's over. Come on, read the reports. Our own wells are going dry. The Arabs are squeezing us. And without that damn battery, we won't stay ahead of the curve. Are you with me on this, Jack? I've got to have that damn battery.
What are you gonna do?
Give her the creeps.
What is this place? Car museum?
No. It's just the home of a man who loved his work.
I can't believe you're alive.
Sometimes I can hardly believe it myself.
Oh, this is Joe Astor, Mr. Baxley.
Joe? Astor, of course. You drove the Viper for Wilkes when it was still a Metropole project before it was destroyed. You two continuing the partnership as independent agents? No need to answer. My own past is pitch black compared to yours. And as they say, dead men tell no tales. Please.
How do you know so much about us?
Well, I may have been a recluse, but I've stayed informed. The automotive circles are small and tight.
Mr. Baxley.
Yes, I know you have questions about my supposed death, the hidden car. When I built the first Baxley, several major automakers offered partnerships. I refused, as I was stubborn and arrogant in my independence. I was king of the world. Then an oil company pressured me, worried by the car's reduced fuel consumption. Offers of cash turned to threats. Finally, they convinced my investors my car was unsafe. Baxley Motors collapsed. The oil men took over my factory. intending to junk my car. I determined they'd have nothing, but I couldn't bear to destroy my car, so I entombed it in the factory sub-basement, then set charges to turn the place to rubble. I made sure the factory was empty, but my wife came to see me. I suppose to talk some sense into me. I watched, as helpless as she entered the building. My enemies took my car. I warned Ella Keats not to deal with Berlin Petroleum because that's the firm that run me. And from what I've seen, Jonathan Berlin and his son, they're stamped out of the same tin.
Ella. You never guess who I just met. Hey, what's wrong?
Oh, it's, Howard Simpson, my investor. He collapsed right after you left. They just called me. He's dead. I'm on my way down to the hotel to see his wife.
I'm sorry.
Could you just hold me?
Excuse me, please. Ella? I got a call from Joe. It came as soon as I could. Are you all right?
Oh, sure. I lost my investor, my car. I'm sure things are over with Joe.
What do you mean?
I mean, I just don't think guys feel like hanging around women with exploding cars like they used to.
Where is he, Ella?
He made sure I was all right. He called the police. Got this blank look on his face, and he said he had something to do.
I'm sure Joe will tell you himself one day, Ella. But, well, I'm afraid all of this might have stirred up some pretty tough memories.
Thanks for seeing me. I've been driving around all night. Higgins let me in.
You're welcome anytime.
You know, not too long ago, there was a woman. And we were very much in love. She died. I think she died for the same reason that your wife did. Because a man wanted a car. Tonight, someone tried to kill Ella.
Garrett Berlin.
I don't know. What I do know is I can't go on agonizing over the lives of people I love.
But what man doesn't, Joe? Look, maybe you're loved because you fight for what you believe in. My own tragedy was mistaking the loss of one battle for the entire war.
How are you supposed to know? How do you make that call?
I'll ask you the question that haunts me. If you could go back, knowing what you know, would you have given them the car to have her alive? Come on, Joe. The machine for the woman. Choose.
A woman, of course. I think to have her back. How long before the pain of losing your wife went away?
I'll let you know when it does.
My pal at the morgue copied the coroner's report. Howard Simpson did not die of a heart attack. He died of fugu poisoning.
Fugu.
Fugu. A blowfish with a toxic liver. They serve it at sushi bars. The chef's got to prepare it just right or sayonara. The toxin was injected into his shoulder. Also, I perused a Metropol file on Ella Keats.
They have a file on her?
Routine after crime reports gives him a little history of the victim. Ella was an orphan. She was placed in her first foster home as an infant about the same time Preston Baxley lost his wife.
Yeah, so?
She came with a trust fund connected to a Jack Suber, who was and still is a vice president at Berlin Petroleum.
Where are you going with this?
I checked the old Metropol dispatch reports on the night Baxley Motors went up. Jack Suber reported the explosion. He was there.
Baxley's wife was 8 months pregnant. What if somehow the child survived?
Hold on, are you saying Ella's Baxley's daughter?
Yeah, go see her.
So, Mr. New close personal friend of Preston Baxley, can you get me a ride in this car?
Don't lie to me, damn it. You tried to kill Ella Keats last night.
Jack, I think your mind is finally gone. Rest is the answer.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I accept your resignation. Don't worry, you can sign it later. And given your history here at the firm, I'd think twice about going to Metropol. Sorry, no gold watch.
Go to hell.
I'll save you a seat, Jack. Listen, I want to make sure he has all the time he needs to clear out his office, huh? Then turn him into fish food.
I want to talk to you.
Perfect timing. Welcome. May I get you some coffee? Maybe decaf? No? Travis, will you excuse us, please? So, have you changed your mind about my proposal?
You are crazy. I will not be intimidated by your cheap terrorist tricks.
Excuse me?
You think I'm an idiot? Cars don't just explode in my driveway, Berlin.
Look, if you believe that I've resorted to terrorism to get you to see my point of view, you're mistaken. Now, if we're talking about terms...
There are no terms. And this isn't about money. I am not going to sell my patent for any price. But that's something I know you can't understand.
You know what I think? I think that we should reopen negotiations. Please, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable, Miss Keats. Sit.
Hello, Jack. Long time.
Baxley?
Your old business partner, Jonathan Berlin, was lucky. After you two turned me into a living corpse, Jonathan only had to go on a couple of years before that stroke put him in the ground. But you, Jack, how did you survive the weight of all those secrets, all that time?
Baxley, there's something you should know.
Ah, yes. Confession's good for what's left of your soul.
The night you destroyed the factory, your wife called me. She was desperate. Afraid you were going off the deep end. And she knew Jonathan wouldn't bargain, so she wanted to work something out for you, a way to preserve your dignity. I agreed to meet her. The factory was already burning when I got there, so took your wife to our company doctor. He couldn't save her. He saved your child.
My baby's alive.
I paid off the doctors, the ambulance drivers. I didn't want anything traced back to Berlin Petroleum.
Well, where is she? What happened to her?
Well, I put her through foster homes. arranged for everything that she could ever want.
Jack, where is she? What's her name?
How do I find her? Jack!
Jack, who is she?
Oh!
What's her name?
Jack!
Let's take a walk, dead man.
Come in. Mr. Baxley, it is an honor to meet you, sir. Your work was some of the best my father ever destroyed.
Well, at least you're more truthful than your old man.
Thank you.
Are you all right, Miss Keats?
Fine for the moment.
You two know each other?
We met. What do you want from her?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe her battery design?
Give it to him.
What?
Give it to him.
How can you, of all people, ask me to sell out?
Look, I lost my wife because of my ideals. I just found out I have a daughter I've never seen because of my stubbornness. I lost everything I had. If you don't cooperate, you'll lose everything you have.
I'm sorry. I can't give it to him.
Are you aware of what just happened in the garage? Then you should understand. Give me her address. With the prototype and the plans, I'll duplicate her battery for you.
What makes you think you can duplicate it so easily?
I doubt the theory's all that difficult.
Oh, really? Then how come no one else has done it before?
Hey, kids, come on, knock it off. All right, Baxley. You make me the battery, and I'll let her go.
If I do this for you, you'll never bother her again, or I'll mention what happened in that garage. Also, I want to see every piece of paper Jack Suber scribbled on. He knew where to find my daughter.
John? Be back in an hour. 1 hour.
Preston, what's going on? Where are you taking Ellen's battery?
To guard Berlin.
You can't do that.
Step aside, Joe.
No.
You may be younger, but I promise you, I'm gonna make this hurt.
Wait a minute, will you listen? I think your child may have survived the explosion.
How the hell do you know that? I just found out from Jack Suber before he was shot. Look, I think Berlin can help me find my daughter. All he wants is this battery.
Guys like Berlin never stop wanting, so what?
I have to find my daughter, Joe. I can't lose her again, and you have a stake in this too, my friend. Berlin has Ella tied to a chair in his office. I had to make a deal with him.
And the battery was the price.
She wouldn't give in. She's stubborn as I was. Look, I've got to get back. Now, this is your last warning. Get out of my way.
Wait a minute. She's as stubborn as you are because she's your daughter. That's what I came here to tell her. Ella Keats is your daughter.
What the hell do we do now?
We're gonna give him what he wants.
You just made it, old man. Come on, come on, please.
Now, you release her. And then show me where Suber kept his files.
I'm afraid that doesn't fit into my plans, Baxley. See, I've decided to have my own engineers dissect the information. It may take a little more time, but given the security factors, it's worth it.
Berlin, you untie her right now. Now.
You can't shoot me.
I can.
I know you don't want to do that.
I do.
Okay. Just take it easy, huh? Relax. Just take it easy. All right. You're shaking, don't you? Okay, look, see? Okay. Okay, see? It's one, huh? Come on. You're a businessman, not a gun. Here, see? Come on. There, see? Uh-oh. A slight miscalculation on your part. We'll snap her neck in a second. Would you like to see that?
Keep talking, Berlin. Make yourself a nice, tight noose.
You are so out of touch, old man. You see, doing business these days is like waging war. The soldiers fall.
Like Howard Simpson?
He wasn't smart enough to dodge the bullet.
And Jack's super.
Neither was he. Neither were you.
He's smart. Lots of targets in the room.
Good. Okay, Travis. A couple of competitors just broke into Berlin Petroleum in an attempt at industrial espionage. Fortunately, they were shot by our security men.
Look out! Drop it! Everybody drop it!
Don't hit me!
Joe! Berlin.
I should have seen it the first time we met. You have your mother's eyes.
How would you know that? My mother died when I was born.
You're my daughter, Ella. I'm your father.
It's gonna blow. Looks like Berlin Petroleum just went dry.
It's been like a strange dream, Joe. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to always wonder who my real parents might be. But Preston Baxley.
Yeah, for his second life, he's a pretty remarkable guy.
Yeah.
Helped me take a look at who I am.
You like what you see?
Yeah.
So do I. So put it there.
Hey! Hey! Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive
forgive me. This is so embarrassing. I've got to get used to this father thing. Well, at least one of my daughter's suitors meets with my approval.
I just spoke to Frankie. He was at the courthouse when they indicted Berlin and his hitmen. And I quote, "Can I tell you something? It's gonna take an abacus the size of the Ritz to add up the years those goons are gonna pull."
Ella, I saw Howard Simpson's widow this morning. She wants to carry on his work and fund us.
Us?
Yeah, she's an old fan of mine. So when I told her you needed my help.
Wait, who said I needed your help?
This is a major undertaking. You need someone with my knowledge to spearhead the research.
No, if anybody is going to spearhead this research, it's going to be me. Now, if you want to assist me, that's fine.
Ella, I'll clear later. I feel like I'm having a conversation with myself 30 years ago. I ran a company with over 300 employees. You can assist me.
What are you going to teach me? You have been out counting the cacti for the past 30 years. You want to work, you work.
See a family resemblance.